This video was sponsored by One Nest Studios. Elevate your sound. If you're looking for a studio that is reasonably priced to record your music, podcasts, etc., then you cannot go wrong with One Nest Studios. Contact the number down below or the email address or visit their website for more details. Thank you. Hi, this is my video on the SMATREE Smapole Q series, and this is the Q3S. Now I have done videos on the Q1 and the Q3 and the Q2, and so the unique thing with the QS is it's an updated version of the Q3 with better tripod legs that you get with it. Now this is a compact pole with an added addition of tripod legs and a kind of ball head type mount at the top of it. And so I'll go around the box, and as you can see it states the SMATREE Smapole, and it's the Q series. Monopod selfie stick. We have the SMATREE label on that side, same again on that side of the front, and the same again on the side. Now this is what you get in the box with the SMATREE Smapole Q3S. From now on I'm just going to call it the Q3S, okay, for short. We get a phone mount here, so we get a phone mount. We get a thumb screw, but this is a unique thumb screw. Now I like these thumb screws because they have wings on them, so even with gloves, even if you've got gloves on, they're easier to turn than the traditional GoPro style thumb screw. So you get this in the box. You get the uprated tripod legs, and these tripod legs are made out of aluminium, and they have got some weight to them with rubber ends here on the ends of the feet. They don't lock into place, they just close, but they don't lock into this position, so be aware of that. And we have a 1/4 inch thread here, so we can attach it to the bottom of the selfie stick here. And here is the actual selfie stick stroke pole, and this is how it looks. Now this is a compact pole. It has at the top here, so I'll start from the top. We have a GoPro style mount at the top here with a brass kind of nut or cap here, and this is removable, so we can screw that off. And this is made out of plastic, and which leaves us with this 1/4 inch ball head. And now this is a mini ball head which has a simple lever to turn down to release the ball head. Now as it's released, you cannot move this from side to side. It's not like a traditional ball head where if you release the lever, not only this goes up and down, but you can swivel this around. It does not swivel around, so it's fixed. The lever is only just to place this into different angles of the top of the ball head, the platform. Anyway, we come from the top downwards. We have the SMATREE logo on here. This is an aluminium stem here. This pole is very compact, as I stated, and we have a handle grip, nice thick grippy rubber handle with this diamond type texture. Now one thing I like with SMATREE poles and selfie sticks are that they have a narrow circumference, but as it comes down to the handle, they widen up. So you have a thick part of the handle here and a nice kind of tapered in and so you can place your phone there, which I like. At the bottom we have a 1/4 inch thread, and we have your standard lanyard, a wrist lanyard, but there is no wrist adjustment on the lanyard. Now this is how the Q3S looks when it's fully extended. Now on the paperwork that you get with it, it states that the overall length of this, let's call it an action pole, this action pole is 37 inches in length. That's from measuring from the very top of the mount to the very bottom of the handle. Now I don't go by that in my videos, because to me the actual extended length to me is from where the bottom of the handle is to the bottom of the mount. That's the actual true length to me, and that's 30 inches. So between these 2 points here, it really extends out to 30 inches. Now the Q3S has an aluminium type stem here, which has these kind of rings or collars between each section. Now it comes out, it extends out into four sections, and each section has these particular plastic collars. Now SMATREE should have made these collars the same color as the stem to give it a more stealth and premium look. By having them white, it kind of cheapens the look of it, even though this thing is at a reasonable price on Amazon UK at $19.99. Now they do offer you with this, as I said, the uprated tripod legs, which I'll show you later on, and also a phone mount. Now the phone mount that you get up here is a typical plastic generic phone mount, spring loaded, rubber grips on top and bottom on the inside, and it does hold your phone well, and it can hold large phones. But the only thing you do not get with this particular set, you do not get a shutter button, so be aware of that. So if you're buying this just for your phone, you're going to have to buy a separate generic shutter button off eBay. I suggest you buy it from eBay, because you can pick them up for around about £3. Now this is how the Q3S looks with a action camera on there. This is the Hero 8 that's on there, and that's how it looks with an action camera on the top using the GoPro style mount that I showed you earlier on in the video. Now going back to the stem, we have this kind of matte black finish to the stem, and we have a nice thick seam at the front and at the back as well, all the way down for added strength, which is quite good. Now this stem uses a twist lock motion, so it's twist lock motion to lock each section in, and it's clockwise to lock it and anti-clockwise to unlock it. That's why this particular ball head, as I stated before, when you turn the lever here, the ball head does not spin round. The ball head is fixed. So it's because of that, because if it was to spin round and that, you could open this up and unlock it, unlock the sections. So it's a fixed ball head at the top. So only this moves, not the ball head. If you want to angle the camera at yourself, it is simple and quite easy. You simply release that lever, and as you can see, you can maneuver the camera around. You can even have it that way if you want, away from you, like so. So you don't have to, that's why this ball head doesn't move. The actual section doesn't move. So you can position the camera in any position, and then if you choose a position that you like, you simply flip the lever up and you can lock it into place. Now this is how it looks when it's fully extended on the tripod legs, and as I said, this is an operated tripod legs. I have to say the tripod legs are weighted, has some good weight to them, and it has a nice wide footprint, and I know it's going to be very difficult to get this on video, but it sits quite low to the ground. Now, this is it. This is how it looks fully extended with an action camera on there. And I have to admit, I'll see that could be my fault of me. I think that's the fault of me. It is quite sturdy. Oh, sorry about that, folks. It's quite sturdy. So, but be aware, as I always say, if you can tether this with a piece of string, always bring a piece of string. If you're going to use this outdoors, and tether it to either a pole or a chair leg or a table leg outside. Because even though it's got this little camera on there, the action camera, that ain't too bad. But if you have something like your phone camera, have your smartphone, sorry, your smartphone is a lot bigger than an action camera, and the wind will hit that the most. And because it will be top heavy, it will tend to want to knock this over. So be aware of that. But this is how it looks when it's fully extended. Personally, I would have this suitable for indoors. If you're going to have it outside, I have it full length for indoor use. But if you're going to have it outside, I would bring it to probably the third section and keep it at that. Now, this is my 2 pence worth on the SMATREE Smapole Q3S. This is a nice compact pole, and for the price of $19.99 on Amazon UK, it's not bad, especially if you want to take a nice, it's solidly built, a nice solidly built kind of action pole stroke selfie stick out on holiday with you, whether it's abroad or inland here. You can't go wrong with this. I like, the things that I like about this is, starting from the top, I like how you get this kind of ball head at the top and your GoPro Action mount, and also that you get a nice, even though it's generic, a nice kind of a smartphone mount. But as I says, be aware that you need to buy a shutter button if you're just going to have the smartphone on there, because you need something to operate the shutter on the smartphone when taking pictures. So I like that configuration. I like the dimensions of this thing as well, how compact it is, and how it's not really so much of a thick pole and a heavy pole to carry. You can just carry this in the rucksack or your onboard luggage. That's a thing I like about that. It's well built as well from SMATREE, even though SMATREE should have put the collars between each section, have them in black plastic. It would have made it look even more premium and more of a stealth look. But hey, it is what it is. I like the rubber handle. I like how it comes, this tapering off from a large rubber handle down to the actual stem itself. I do like that. I also like the updated tripod legs, because the old tripod legs I did not like. On the Q3S, they give you an updated tripod legs, which are a lot heavier than the old one and made of thick aluminium with rubber feet, which is a lot better than the old one. So them are the positives I like about this. Also, I just remembered, I like the GoPro style thumb screw that they give you with these wings on there. So when it's wearing gloves, it is easier to tighten this up than the traditional GoPro style thumb screw. Now for the negatives. The first negative has to be with the GoPro style 1/4 inch tripod mount that you get at the top here. That to me, even though I liked how they capped it off here with this kind of brass end at the end of it here. They should have made this out of metal and had this out of metal. That would have been really, really good, because if you're going for action sports, even to me, even though this is not really suitable if you're into them heavy action type sports, this is not really the one. If you're going for some little skiing and not really snowboarding, but for skiing and that, this will be all right. And mountain biking, it will be all right, or running. It's all right. I wouldn't say this was a really take a beating type action pole, because I think with a few beatings on this, it will collapse it. So it's not really for that, but this should have been metal. Is the ball head, even though I do like the ball head, but what's also a negative is the ball head does not swivel around. It is fixed. Only the top can be adjusted, as I said before. So that's another negative. Another negative is, even though it's a positive, I said already, but it is a bit of a negative, and you'll come across this. I've come across these legs before, made by another company, and I've got them on my YouTube channel. I forgot the name of the company now that makes something very similar to this, or SMATREE copied off from them, either way. After a while, these legs, after usage, will become loose. Once they start becoming loose, because there's not a locking system to these legs, they'll start to splay out. So I wouldn't really, if you're thinking of using this as an extra bit of length, personally I wouldn't, because after, as I says, the legs will start to splay out and you can't keep them together. That's a negative with this particular kind of tripod legs. So bear that in mind. Another negative is, even though I like it as a positive, but it can be seen as a negative, is the thumb screw. This should have been made out of metal as well, whole metal as well, because it is coming, this is advertised like an action type or semi-action monopod or action pole or whatever you want to call it. It is advertised as that on Amazon. So this should have been made out of metal. So them are the only negatives really that I actually got with this. Now, before anybody says anything, this is not a particular waterproof type pole at all. It's not suited for going into deep bodies of water or large bodies of water with your camera on there. If you're going to do that, I suggest you make sure you have this lanyard on there. And which brings to another negative is the lanyard does not have a lanyard adjustment, wrist adjustment on there. But if you're going to bring this into water, keep that lanyard on, because this will sink. Now that was my 2p worth on the Q3S. Now one more thing, I know I'm going to be asked this. Yes, you can put a 360 camera on here, especially ones, not so much the Insta 360 1R or the GoPro Max. They're no problem for this, right? You will not see nothing. This will be like an invisible selfie stick with those cameras on there. The only thing is with the Insta 361 and the Insta 361X is that you will see this. This will come out on your videos if you're looking down, so be aware of that. So yes, you can put a 360 camera on there when you take the tripod mount off. Yes, you can put those cameras on there, but be aware you might see a little bit of the actual lever. Now, if you happen to have the SMATREE Q3S, the updated version, please let us know down in the comment what you think about it, because your opinions are different to my opinions. So please let us know down in the comment. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. I'm okay with that. My videos can be long, but some people like them long, and I like to save you the time or what to expect when you buy this product. At least you can say, yes, that guy on that YouTube video did say about this and what the negative about that, and he's right about that. So I like to save you the time on that. One more thing, please subscribe to my videos and to my channel, sorry. Thanks for watching.